Oh, this fucking sucks. I don't know if I'll be reading any damn thing. I'm so frustrated. Let's see here. And I'm trying to do this on the gimbal, so it's going to be a little. So what I need to do here is shut it down for a second. Okay, let me turn the camera around and show you what's going on here. I don't know if you can see the grain in this, but my camera don't seem to be looking quite as good as it could be, and I'm trying to figure out. It don't normally look this bad. Now I'm talking about the camera on my laptop. So this morning I'm on the phone, which is frustrating because I've been using the laptop for a few weeks for most of the streams, and I'm getting used to it. And it sucks that it just sucks that it's the camera. I don't know how to troubleshoot this shit. I don't know what is. It only goes up to 720 anyway, but I've tried lighting. I know it don't look this way, and it hadn't been looking this way, but it's kind of pissing me off. Either way, it doesn't matter. Hopefully, I can get this situation. I mean, the camera works, but it ain't doing what it has been doing. It was better up to speed. It was more. You know what? Maybe I have the. I don't know really. Now all of a sudden I feel kind of nauseous. Been sitting here trying to get this. I've done a video, and I just made it public. Did a Jesus? What did I do? Jesus calling. Yeah, yeah. I need to connect a Ko-fi. I do have that account now. I just ain't finished up, and I haven't gotten around to making a Gumroad. There's all kinds of shit but this camera thing this morning is really frustrating me on the damn laptop. So, but I'm using the phone, and that's what's going on. So, I was gonna do like I titled this damn thing "Contemplation," whatever. What did I title it? Contemplation Monday. Well, I've been sitting here contemplating things, and I was going to share some things or talk about something maybe that was kind of deep. Then, in the process of trying to, you know, go live on the laptop, had the camera just is. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know why it's looking. And I don't know. Like, now I guess supposedly, let's see if I can do this. I guess I can. Since the camera's not working that great, let me just try this real quick. And let's enter the studio here. Let's see what goes on. And what I'm gonna do is, so Okay. Well, there you see, that's the problem. The camera looks like shit. But good thing is, I think I can do this. I can have this like this. And hold on a second. Okay. So I can hide my camera there, keep the audio, but it's muted. So, but what can I do here? The reason I did that was so apparently, if the I'm gonna figure out that if the camera on the laptop is until I can figure out what's wrong with it, um, who knows? I may try to figure out a way to get a better camera and learn how to connect that like I was trying to do with another phone. Maybe I'll figure that out too. Give me a second. I'm trying to do something here, but tell me if you can hear me. Well, I mean, you don't have to tell me anything. But what I'm gonna and why is that twice? Okay, let's see. So what I want to try to do is, I guess. So if I wanted to, let's say, yeah, the other day when Ethan when I saw Ethan Van Sciver and he was talking about Scott Adams and he mentioned well he was watching something Scott Adams was mentioned in the documentary or the thing and he uh uh anyway it came to talking about Scott Adams and then Ethan said he might be dying or something. So I just found out I didn't know like that Scott Adams had been diagnosed with prostate cancer and everything. So the sound, I guess, is okay, but anyway, what I'm trying to do is my camera on the actual laptop looks like shit today, and I don't understand why it went from being totally fine to not working. But I'm actually on the phone, so if I want to show myself, oh, hold on, like if I want to show myself, I can, But I got a good avatar, so I'm not gonna worry about showing myself right now. And yeah, long time no see. And for some reason, what's up, Tomcat? I'm having issues today with the computer. I was gonna go into a deep dive about something. Well, I was gonna share something, and I got caught up in. Hold on, I'll show you. Let me see. So on my laptop, let me show you real quick. You see to the right, or however it looks to you, on one side it's not looking good. Well, it looks like it might be a little bit. No, it's not. It's not looking. It's real grainy today. So I've decided. So what I've got going on, I'm coming in through my laptop, but I started with my phone. And I'm doing this so that if I want to pull something up, and that's what I was about to try to do real quick. So just give me a second, man. Like I don't even know how long I'll be here real quick. But why don't I Joshua said, long time no see. Tomcat's in the chat. I appreciate you, bro. And you guys, forgive me. Uh, give me a minute before I decide if I'm like gonna drop a link or not, because Oh, it's not that I can't. It's just the fact that I was in a pretty decent mood. I went for a walk. You know what I'm saying? And came back. I read the devotionals. I made a video. I've got it uploaded. I made it public just a minute ago. And I've been sitting here trying to figure out what was wrong with the laptop camera. Now, the laptop camera is not the best in the first place, but it's really, really grainy today, and it don't normally look that way. But I've even got two books that I pulled out before, and it was, I think, looking fine. But I had this other app connected where I was trying to hook up that old phone and use it as a separate camera, and somehow I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I uninstalled that. And I thought, well, that was disconnected from the camera, but I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think I might have, I don't know a lot. Okay, my friend just texted me. My friend in Oklahoma, Mama Teresa. Well, do I need to tell her? Well, she just got her car registered for the next 2 years or something. Probably, probably broke her there. What's this pairing request? Tap to pair with Gray Cloudy Day. Oh no, that's my phone trying to pair with. Okay. Well, other than the laptop's graininess, I guess okay. Now last night I got a little down just for a minute. Like I kind of got to look into my head a little much. You know how that goes. And I had those uh I had those thoughts of like, well, I mean, I didn't have any bad thoughts like hurt myself or nothing like that. I just thought about, you know, do what am I doing here? What can I keep? I think I'm slowly. I've got to get a handle on some things. Like, I mean, I'm doing good on my drinking. I'm a little over 2 months, or like a day or two over, having 2 months of that sober. But that ain't the issue. I was thinking about. This morning, I'm thinking what was going on with me last night. As I was almost, I think I was feeling a little burnout. Maybe, does that make sense? I've been doing a lot, like as far as not just on YouTube and on social media or whatever, but I've been doing, I'm getting a good amount of walks in. Yesterday was good, dude. Uh, Went to church. They had that play where the kids and the teen kids and the younger kids worked together, and I think a couple people. There were some kids that I think might have been visitors from other churches that were friends with some of the people to make enough people for the play. But it was weird. Like last night, I started kind of just getting a little like self conscious of, every once in a while, just just reevaluate myself, and then kind of, I even had deactivated my X account, which doesn't mean that it's not there. As long as I log back in, and there was nothing that went on X that made me do that. You still there? Did I run you off? Yeah. Well, no, I was just. It wasn't that I was thinking about. Yeah, I commented in my community like if I wasn't here tomorrow, would anybody remember? Just having those kind of thoughts. Like I wasn't thinking about ending nothing. Hell, but you know what I mean. But I was like, I'm gonna take a break from this app for a minute. Like I might end up logging in today so I can post some stuff. But I do try to share what I do here with people, and that's really the only other social media I have other than Gab. But the question also was to myself about, do I need to slow down a little? And I was like, well, is that what it is? Or, I'd remember. I feel like I ran Josh off. I don't know. I guess maybe. Not trying to be boring or anything today. But anyway, why don't I? What I was going to share, like I'm trying to decide if I'm going to be solo this whole time or if I'm going to drop the link. And I don't know if it's necessary every day. Like I've streamed every day this week or last week. We're on a new week. I didn't stream yesterday, but I've been doing a lot of morning streams. You've seen that, and I hope Saturday went. I hope I know you were there for a while Saturday. I enjoyed having a good little fun thing. Hope we didn't confuse anybody, but I was thinking about this today. This was one of the first books that it's the sound. I guess the sound's all right. I think I got everything working just right now. Like okay, I'm just making sure. But the Mystical Eye, I was in a thrift store in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, so I guess I'm kind of diving into a little bit of a story here. So it really doesn't matter if you see my face or I have my avatar up, to be honest. But the point being, what year was this? Probably. I'm wondering if I'd even had I. At this point, I was probably going by. Yeah, like. I mean, you were more than welcome to pop in if you wanted. The link was in the chat several times, but we had quite a few different people join. Falguni did end up using the link and it worked. We were really surprised about that, me and her, or her and I. And but for a second last night, I was like, I'm not going to continue doing this thing on Saturday, but yes, I am, because and I'll probably set up. I'll go ahead and schedule to like sometime today. I'll go ahead and schedule it so that it's up and ahead of time for Saturday. Schedule, like 12:30, whatever. But I was thinking about the Mystical Eye. I was in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I was with Carl Brandon, older dude, hippie, and I was living on his farm with him. And we were over in town, and I was at this thrift store, and like I believe I was probably tripping, but not like I don't, not on. In anyway, I was really in a high state of consciousness, and I was scanning the books, and something was speaking to me. I was like, "There's something here. I want you to find it." And the original book, when I found it, this ain't the original one. The original one that I found in the thrift store had a different cover. It had a spiral that went like this. Well, you don't impose. Like I figure you'll get in one day, like one Saturday if you're free and you pop up, you pop there in the chat and we're having a good time and you feel like it, you'll fucking show up. I was trying to keep everything light and we were kind of just, but you saw. Like I'm trying to gear. This is the first time I've done anything like that, right? So I'm kind of bouncing back and forth here, guys. So just stick with me. Because I'm bouncing back and forth from trying to get to this story, but thinking about Saturday as well. So Saturdays is my first attempt, like having a weekly. And I know I've talked to you about wanting to do something at some point where whether it's every week or maybe every couple of weeks, we definitely know we're going to do this. And also, once we get that where it's me and you, and like we have like the vibe of that type of stream, we can do it'll be a different stream. You know what I mean? Like what I've got for Saturday is it's an open panel where I do want to work on things where, what I was saying is, I guess you get what I'm saying. It's that so Saturdays will be open for. It ain't just about comics necessarily, although I'm calling it for something funny, and I don't know if I'll call it. I don't plan on calling it Comic Strip Goon Church every Saturday. That was like a play on my friends that do another thing called Comicscape Church or whatever, just poking fun. So occasionally we'll do a Goon Church Saturday. Occasionally it'll be something different. Like I don't know what I'll title this comics group thing. So it'll be kind of based on us just covering different stuff. But like if you like, I want to do stuff where what do you say? I want to do stuff where we're hold on a second. Okay, there we go. I don't want to get too much on my plate, but I'm streaming every morning. Now these morning streams are casual, so that's why it's no big. But when you have something that you're like, it's kind of you've done, you've got things and you label it a podcast and you kind of have a theme to it, or you have series of videos that you do, like your short thoughts and things like that. So I'm trying to, in my head, navigate the next thing that I want to set up where it's a scheduled thing. Oh, oh gosh. Let's see, what time is it? It's 9:43. I was gonna try to be on here sooner. But what happened was that camera on the laptop. But I figured it. I've just figured out how I can. Now I've got it set where I'm working with the phone and the laptop at the same time, and I'm not getting an echo. Everything's kind of working. So now I'm on the laptop. If I need to pull up something from YouTube or whatever, like for instance, let's let's see here. You know, so I don't know about playing any. Oh, let's see here. 10:44 here. Oh, you're an hour ahead of me. Okay. I'm in Central Time. I didn't know you were. I don't have. I'm just thinking about the day before. It's not like I've got anything really I've got to do, but I do. I think I'm going to make a phone call maybe today to find out something about the DMV. Okay. And we got.
What's up, everybody? Tomcat back here again. I'm having a fireside chat short, and welcome back to Fireside Chat with the Cat.
See, I'm trying to practice, and since you're here right now in the chat for a second, I was gonna, and I don't think we have anybody else. Well, there've been one or two. Someone might be having connections problems, and not every day. It's not going to be every day that there's. It's like it's a hit or miss. You know how it is. Uh, but I just thought.
So, yeah, today's episode is simple. What are we doing in life? See, here's the thing. People are going to hate you or love you, and it doesn't matter what you say or do.
See, that's where I was at last night, kind of thinking like, well, what do what am I doing here? Just and it's good to do that sometimes to like just analyze. You get what I'm saying? Like,
things are what they are, and that's just how it is. It's how you respond. It's how you jump back from the attack that determines who you are in life. See, you're not going to be loved all the time. You're going to be hated a lot of time. You better have a thick skin and grip in because things are what they are. Don't worry about what people think about you. Worry about what you think about yourself.
And that right there is very important to me too, because like sometimes we can go through periods where we're questioning ourselves. Well, like I need practice, and if we had more like well, you have a wrench. You can drop the link to your channel if you want. But to me, sometimes it's not necessary. Now, if you knew that, well, you know how it goes. If you want to, but if someone happens to be watching and they don't know who you are, they're able to see right now. I'm sharing anybody that's watching. If you don't know Tomcat, I'm sharing his little short or his short, and just trying to relate to the thing here because well, anyway, I'll
So
share.
that's the thing. A lot of people here on YouTube, they come and they're trying to get the fame, they're trying to get the money, they're trying to get the honey, they're trying to do what they gotta do. Nah, stay true to yourself. Be who you are. Because that's what's up in the cat. Be who you are. And whether people love you or hate you, it doesn't matter. If you got 1 sub, 1,000 subs, 4,000 subs, 1,000,000 subs, don't matter nothing. It matters that you stay true and you do for you. So if you're planning on having a YouTube channel or you already have one, grow a thick skin. Don't worry about what people say about you. Because you know what they say about you ain't you. People are going to love and hate you no matter what you do. That's short thoughts for the cat for tonight. So I love you guys. Stay strong, stay positive, come up with a plan, make it a damn good plan. Have a damn good backup plan, have a damn good safety plan, have a damn good plan, be kind. And I love you all. And I'm watching this fire watching me, baby. Yeah, just be you and let your message ring true. And
Oh well,
the people will
you're
come to you. And if they don't, fuck them. It's their choice, not yours. You just keep being you.
right.
Don't worry about the naysayers. Worry about what you say. And that's what's up in the cats. I love you guys. And we'll see you later for more, baby. Motherfucking Tomcat out.
Okay. So, and I just laughed because I like I just like the, and like, what do you call it? No, wait, hold on. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, here we go. Uh, and oh, Bereshith, I see you, Levi. And also, Levi, I saw, okay, I saw that you tried to call me yesterday evening. And around that time, I was already I was already like working on. Now I didn't like I was off and on. Sometimes I'm going down early. Like by the time it's dark, like not every day, but for a while now, like anywhere between 6 and 8 o'clock, sometimes I fell asleep already. Now that doesn't mean I don't wake up. Like yesterday, I slept for a little while early, woke up and stayed up a little while, but I just didn't want you to think I didn't want you to think that I didn't see that, and I'll try to arrange. You know how it is, buddy or brother. And then, so this morning, I was having issues with. I'm gonna take my. I'm gonna put on my avatar for a second. Oh wait, why am I doing that? I have to do it here. I'm just realizing I like sometimes not to be seen. Well, we were talking about, you know, what are we doing here? And so I've just had some questions here over the past from yesterday to today. Yesterday was a good day and everything, but I've made some observations while I was in service and things, and I just saw some things and nothing bad. It's just I see how people are programmed, and uh, at some point in life, we learn to program ourselves as well. Like we kind of, and sometimes we stick with that program that we just don't question or whatever. What up, Charlie? And anybody that's joining today, which I don't think anybody's thinking this, but uh, yeah, I'm seeing your comments, Tomcat. Well, you see that I'm putting them up there. I'm trying to, and it's called, hold on my Reality Lost podcast. So Charlie, I was talking about, well, since what, just to kind of bring it to full center. So this morning started off. Tomcat already knows this. So my laptop camera is so weird and grainy today, and I don't understand what happened. I don't know if it's something I've done. I've tried settings, I've tried everything, and nothing is. And I don't know what's going on. It might just be something's wrong with it. I saw where I might have to update a drive. I don't know how that, but it's it. I don't know. Anyway, but I've got it worked out. I'm on the laptop and the phone at the same time, and I'm not having echoes or any problems here. So, okay, back to there was something being shown to me yesterday, and I think that's what got me. Like last night when I got a little down, and I was in my head, and like even this morning, I think I mentioned it on my video, and like I even might like I'm trying to tread lightly with some of the things I'm saying now, like because I know some people follow me based on certain things I've shared. Yeah, well, that's what I've always thought. Like when I played music back in the '90s and stuff. Uh, Charlie, oh, I didn't see your comment till just now. I was addressing Tomcat's comment. We'll go back to Well, Tomcat, did you see the probably something I ate and it hit the machine? So, uh, are you saying that the something I ate affected the laptop's camera? I don't know. So I knew I wanted to still go live for at least a little bit. I didn't do a live like yesterday. I could have went on with Omar last night, but by the time he was on, they were like I was telling Levi, I went to sleep a little bit early, and then later in the evening, like 9 or 10, I don't know what time it was last night, but they were streaming, and I just was tired. Like I'd been asleep. I wasn't planning on staying up long anyway, so I wasn't going to jump on something because my intention was, well, if I can, I'm going to go back to sleep, and I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of all over the place this morning. But yeah, that's exactly how I kind of felt. And I do feel it is about the connection. So it's just I'm having some self reflection, introspection. I'm questioning not just myself, but things that, for a long time I'm questioning like it's good to reevaluate self every once in a while and to question beliefs and question things, or it is for me. It helps me to bring myself back uh, when I after I go through a certain process. I'll come back to a better understanding of where I'm at with my faith and my walk in my life spiritually. Yeah, same. I was going to hop on to Omer's stream, but I'm getting tired now. You getting tired right now? Oh, you meant like last night? Like that's the. Yeah, see, I understand. And that's where I'm at, kind of like I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to navigate in the proper way. Like what's proper for me? Does that make sense? But hey, I'm feeling pretty decent this morning about other than the camera on the laptop, and that's such a petty thing to even like it ain't that big a deal now. Like I'm figure if that camera don't if I can't figure out how to correct that on the laptop, this is gonna correct it, and this is how I'll stream from now on. Is I'll have the phone, and I'll be actually using the phone for my audio and everything else, and then I have the laptop to pull up pictures or share things. And if I do drop the link and somebody comes on, Yeah, that's the same. Okay, so you were agreeing with me. Yeah, that's what I was telling my friend. I don't know if he's still here, but Bear Sheets Farms. I was telling him I'd seen where he called yesterday evening, and like around that time, I was literally probably laying in. I had covers over me already. It was like I don't know what. I'd have to look at the missed call, but I know I believe it was dark already, and I'm enjoying being able to feel tired and early and go down a little bit earlier. Even if it's only like if I go to sleep early and I wake up a little bit later and stay up a little while, it's not bothering me. I'm having no trouble going back to sleep. It's good to see your angles and say what people need to hear. I get that. 3 years here. Phone calls, texts, emails from people who wanted to end it all. Trust me, I know shit eats away at you. Yeah. So we are on a deep. This is a deeper, like contemplative stream this morning. And I had an intention on sharing something about the mystical eye and Joel S Goldsmith, which is more. It's like I don't know. Some people might not like the term, but I'd say it's more of like a Christian mysticism study of the esoteric and stuff. But he was somebody that lived and founded the infinite way back. I don't remember what I'd have to. I've got the book right here, but he was definitely scripture. Like he based a lot. Like he was based out of the faith, but he also understood there was a lot of other people in the world that saw things differently, also, and had different. One person can change someone's life. I've tried to be that one person always. Well, yeah, I agree. I've told people it's kind of like try to be kind, and because and of course it's not always easy to do that. Like when we're having a cranky morning or a bad day, maybe sometimes we're not quite as kind as we could be to some people when we're out in public. But I try to remember, like we all have off days. But you never know when that one smile you give that stranger, or you open the door for someone, whether it's a woman, a man, whoever's you're going in somewhere and you just open the door for them, and you have a little banter like, "Hey, how you doing? I hope you." And for all I know, the person I'm talking to or saying something kind to might have been having a really crappy day, thinking about you know things we don't need to do, like harmful things or whatever. And you be kind to them, and that sparks a little glimpse of hope for them. Your problems, you suck at it. I don't know. I think you know. I think that I think I see you get comments a lot where people seem to be inspired or they're connecting. I don't know. It's a touchy situation. Like I've got a few people that. Oh, okay, Barris. Okay. I don't know if you heard me when I said that I saw that you called yesterday. I don't know if you heard that from the beginning. You might have came in, said hi, and then started making your coffee. Speaking of which, I kind of want to pour me another cup. Y'all give me just a second. I'm on the phone, but it's on a stand right now. I don't feel like taking it off the stand, and because it won't take me two. It'll take me about a minute to go in there and pour this in there and come right back. Oh, oh, whoa! Oh man, I kind of like the way I've got this set up because now that I've got it down, here in a minute I might just switch the camera on, turn the camera on, and because my I can walk around with the phone if I want. I could take the scenery outside while I'm talking and hanging out. Now, Omer has bitched at me before because I came on his stream one time or something, and I was on my phone holding it, and it was moving all over the place. But I do have this gimbal that works pretty well. But so I was going to use it a little bit on the live stream, and I started off kind of like that, but I took it off the gimbal. Yeah, I've let homeless people in my house to cook all weekend. I'm armed 24/7. Got a lot of muscle here, so I don't worry. I live what I speak on these YouTube. Okay, you saw that. Okay. So, y'all guys, I'll get to talking and then I'll forget. I just saw that you answered me, Bear Seat. Oh. And I was almost feeling self conscious about. I was gonna say, anybody, I hope you don't think that if you're used to me putting a link in the chat, I just haven't, because I don't know. Like, I'm realizing some mornings maybe I just need to be here by myself, and people just talk to me this way. I don't know. I know what happens if somebody comes on. I'm liable to stay on for another 2 hours, and it's not. And I enjoy that, but sometimes, which like I said, I don't have anything that specifically. But if you sit around for a couple hours just online, even though to me this is productive because it's building watch hours, it's building community, it's connecting with people that I like and people that are watching. Yeah, I see. I don't give an F or a shit out here. We have our stories, and yeah, that was something that earlier today when I woke up, when I got ready to read the devotionals, because I'd skipped yesterday making a video of that, and I went to church and everything, so I actually never did get around to actually reading them to myself, and I was still stuck in yesterday's date. So I'd made a whole entire video uh, doing Jesus always, and then realized I was about to upload it, and I was like, wait a minute, today's the 22nd. And so then uh, in that process, I read both the 22nds for both devotionals, and then I did one for Jesus Calling. But yesterday's reading there was a mention where like it's something to the extent of the life that Christ lived was a very humble one, almost you could say like a homeless person, and that relate I can relate to that because at 25 I started my first adventures being on the streets, and off and on over 25, 30 something years or so, different periods of times, some shorter, some longer, I'd be on the streets. And 9 times out of 10, I was on the streets. It was a choice. It wasn't something I had to do. Like, there's always a choice. There's a shelter to go to. There's somewhere to stay, somewhere to get help. But sometimes it was just, you know, live and learn. But so this is going pretty well, though. I don't think I really have to explain myself. In other words, if somebody wanted, like, if you were to say, "Hey, man, you care," like, drop the link, let me come on for a minute, then I would probably, it's no big deal. It's just because I got started so late, and here I am almost at an hour. But and like I said, I'm trying to think in my mind what else I got to do other than I need to find out if I got to maybe call DMV and find out about. Yeah, I know. There was there's a guy that I just found yesterday, and he's called Big Cloud or something. I don't know what his but he's cool, and he most of his stuff was funny. But I caught his video of 5 days ago, and he was kind of questioning and sharing his situation, and he said he'd been praying because he ends his videos with saying, Jesus loves you, and he said he's been praying and still ain't got his answer. Like he's longing to know his purpose here and stuff like that. So I really related to him. So anyway, I did the same, buddy. But not very long on the streets of San Francisco was not a good time, but a choice I made and mistake. But hey, I learned from it. Yeah, a lot of the times I was on the streets, actually, for me, and I'm just speaking from my experience. Like the first time I was on the streets was in New Orleans, and I lived there for 3 months. About on the streets, that was okay at first, but it got kind of, and then but the other different times through life that I was on the streets, it the up to a certain point, it was usually hectic, and it wasn't that I really was choosing it. I was at a time where my depression and things were just like hard for me, and I was not able to handle things, and sometimes that's where I'd end up. But a little bit later, like at some point, there was a point where, like for instance, when I became Gray Cloud and was told I was Gray Cloud, I was staying at a drug recovery place. Me and another dude left that winter, uh, coldest part of the winter in Tennessee. Left there, went out there about 4 miles away from my job, found a place, camped. I stayed out there about 3 months in the winter. Walked 4 miles, about 4 miles one way to get to work every day. Like I wasn't on disability and stuff then, but I had a really good experience there. Yeah, I haven't been on the streets in like at least 6 years. Like before I came here, I kind of was bouncing around, and I had been in a camp, and then I was bouncing around, and my friends came and scooped me up and brought me to Alabama, and I've been here in this trailer. Well, I wasn't in this trailer right off the bat, but once I got in this trailer, I've been in the trailer now almost 6 years. So, uh, but I feel there may be something shifting soon. I feel like maybe I've I've mentioned this time to time that I feel like the spirit has told me over the past few years, stay put, stick to where you're at right now until I arrange for you to be somewhere else. Like in other words, gray cloud is not to like I don't need to just get the idea that it's good to move, and I've done that twice and it didn't work out. I was going to move out and live in a tent and thought I could do that, but I changed my mind. I re, what do you call it? Pulled it back. Yeah, I think I was kind of talking about this the other day. I don't like I get along uh like I realized just because one person that I might have helped out didn't quite do me right or was didn't appreciate it doesn't mean the next person won't. Like you know what I mean? Like I tried to base my individual experience on each individual I encounter. So like I try not to group everything because like everybody's different. So sometimes you help people and they don't take it like they kind of just take it for granted, or sometimes you help people or they ask for help and they're supposed to do a certain thing like to keep up to their side of the bargain and they don't. But I don't let that keep me from helping the next person if I'm able to. That I think you understand that probably. Oh, sorry guys. I'm just I guess I'm overthinking things. Part of me too, even though I keep saying, well, I don't have nothing I really have to do. But yes, I do have things I need to do. That's why I'm gonna try to keep this one. Uh, I'm gonna try to run this out to about another 10. Like in about 10 minutes, I'll probably try to start wrapping it up because it'll be at an hour, um, and then I'll start processing what it else I want to do. Because I yesterday I spent a large portion of I was in service. Then we had a meal. Like service went over longer because we had a play and a bunch of music. Had a good meal, had a good time. I didn't get back home till about 2:30, and but I got several walks in still and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't worry about trying to make my typical videos yesterday. I just made a few short things and shouted out to people and said, "Hey, Yeah, I don't group either. Either you're with me or you're against me. No middle ground. Yeah, it's like, and it's like we were talking about just on the stream Saturday. Like if I'm in a same circle and we're like, whether it's online or in real life, if I'm acquaintances or friends, because it could be both or one or the other, with two different people, and those two different people have a squabble. If it ain't got shit to do with me, then I shouldn't have to pick sides. They can handle their business, and if they don't want to ever talk to each other again, that's fine. But we were talking about now if they're both my friends and one of them is very heinous to one, then I'm not gonna like that either. But you get what I'm saying? Sometimes people will ask you to pick, like, why are you talking to that person still? Like if we were in high school or something. It's like, you know, I've been friends with plenty of people that didn't like a certain person that at one point they got along, but now they're not getting along. But I stay, and what I usually do is try to say, I don't want to like if you're by yourself with either one of the people, you try to keep it where, hey, if they bring up the other person that they don't like, I usually ask out of respect, like, let's try to keep, like, I don't really need to hear all this because I'm not going to try to get into, I guess y'all get that point. Some people are just too retarded. You can't help and save everyone. Yeah, I understand. And Levi, the other day when I popped in your chat, uh, I was really excited to see because you'd mentioned. So Levi, when you came on, like what, a few weeks ago or whenever that time one morning or whatever, and you came on here, uh, you mentioned because you hadn't been doing any kind of thing really a lot on YouTube, and I don't know when, but you had mentioned that day like maybe trying to do some things again, and I can't catch everybody's thing, just like we all can't, we're busy with our lives, and then if we're doing a YouTube thing or uh, we're busy with that too, like. But I do like to try to stay connected as much as possible. Oh, oh man. I don't like this heaviness, this heavy feeling I got in my eyes. Like I slept pretty good last night, but yesterday I've been doing really good all week, and I've done good at not a lot of carbs or sugars or anything. Like I'm diabetic anyway, but I kind of fibbed yesterday, so that affects me a little bit. But I did get up and do my walk. I'm gonna go walking again, and once I end this stream, I'll take another walk. It's just short walks, but they keep the blood flowing, get things going, and then I come. It also I've been not taking my phone on the walk most of the times this past week, not having my headphones on, and just going away from the trailer for about 10 or 15 minutes and back, and it's been nice. Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't think anybody expects everybody to be following and liking every single thing you do because it's just not possible. It's just like I've got a lot of different people I've communicated with, I subscribe to, and they're trying to, build their channels. That some people have more people than I do, some people have less, but like, especially if it's somebody that's still like under a certain number, I try to, you know, a few times a week if I can. I try to comment on someone's video. I try to share something every once in a while, and maybe try to pull a little eyes on to somebody if I can. Not that ultimately it's up to the people that see the recommendation or whatever. It's like if I was kind of, it's like if we were on a panel right now, like if I had you guys on and stuff, I'd be sharing. We might pull up different, like I just did a minute ago, pulling up your short. If we were on a panel, we'd pull up a couple of different things from everybody's channel and stuff. I want to get to doing that eventually more when people join me. And it doesn't have to be the entire thing, but like when someone joins, like maybe just, especially if we grow like if eventually we get to where there's enough people watching, it calls more to just kind of like put it out there, like, hey, this is who this is, and please go check out their channel if you can, whatever. I think I'll save this Joel S Goldsmith stuff for another time. I I think we've had a pretty good conversation this morning. I don't know about you guys. Like, it's nice. Like, even though I posted in the community, like, if I was to not be here tomorrow, would anybody remember? And I knew that that's not going to be. It's not like, but we do live in a day and age, man. It's like life does go on, and people. One day people are here, and the next day they're not. So we may remember them, but it doesn't mean. Uh, But it still doesn't change the fact that that's just the thought that I had yesterday. Somebody, I got to respond to her. Victoria had asked me, like, "Are you all right, brother?" And it's like, "Yeah, I was okay, but I was melancholy." There's a difference. It wasn't like I was really necessarily depressed, but I was melancholy. Does that make any sense? To me, there's a difference. It wasn't like I said, I wasn't thinking harmful thoughts. I wasn't but I was just like, kind of like what Charlie said. Fuck am I doing here? Or like, how did I get here? What am I? But for years, I've been saying that I knew why I'm here, and I know why I'm here. And that was what was kind of stirring yesterday. Like in church, certain things were being pointed out to me as I'm like observing, and then I was like the spirit was like, I'm going to be revealing something to you soon. And it's like, I think that might have created a little bit of anxiety because I'm kind of excited to know what's coming. Take care of my brother. Got to go. Ditto. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, ditto, man. I love you. Well, ditto means I love you. Yeah, I'm going to wrap this up here shortly. I understand that it's like some mornings we may get into where like last week there was a couple of mornings where I streamed for several hours. And that's totally fine too, especially on the real cold days and stuff. Just hole up in this room with the heater right beside me and everything, and have a good hangout. But oh, you deleted the other two. Okay, Bearsy. Well, like if you you had your reasons why you didn't, but I enjoyed because we're all different, but I enjoyed like you covering, like current topic stuff. I don't really do that, although I keep up with things that are going on and I have certain theories. But I think one of my main things that the and I know I say creator or sometimes big, but what guides me has been telling me for the past few years. I've got too much that I need to focus on trying in my personal life. There's a lot going on that and I've said this time and time again, but it doesn't change the fact that I don't see it, or I mean, I do see it, and sometimes I still consume it. Like whether it be in just little short snippets, but seeing everything that's going on and like trying not to get bogged down with it while I'm personally working on staying sober, trying to diligently construct a better routine in my day. Like I mention it all the time, being consistent with what it is I am doing that occupies my time, whether that be videos, live streaming, my walks, cleaning the trailer, making arrangements and dates and stuff. Um, but yeah, so and I might I'm thinking at some point Christmas I will be streaming. I might stream that early Christmas morning. Uh, I feel like my sleeping pattern might be shifting at some point. Like I'm waiting for like a night where I just am having trouble sleeping, and if I am, instead of just like not doing anything, that would be a perfect night to just jump on and do a stream. Like If 2 in the morning I've woke up and I'm not able to lay back down, I might fire up a stream and just see who's up that late, But right now, as long as I'm able to stay asleep or go right back to sleep within a short amount of time during the night, that's what I'm sticking to. Letting my body tell me. You can see my eyes look kind of like they were until I was kind of sleeping pretty hard, or my sleep was interrupted a little bit through the night. I think that was because what I was saying is I did ingest some sugary things yesterday, and I shouldn't have. I've been doing really good about not like I'm trying to cut off pretty much almost if I can, and I can. I've done it before. So anyway, but I knew yesterday when I ate that pecan pie at the church, I was like, this is going to backfire. And I'd been sitting at the table talking about I've cut breads out and like like da 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 da. And I'm going back to where like I'm trying not to have any pastas. If I do, it's very little. I'm not buying breads. I don't really. I'm trying not to. And if I do have potatoes, I try to keep it to a minimum. But at one point, I cut all that out, and I'm trying to get back to that. And then here I was having that talk at the table, and I was like, man, I've been doing so good this week, and getting up and walking in the morning. I'm keeping my cortisol levels low. I'm learning about why we have visceral fat, where like you may be doing all the right things, but if you got high cortisol levels and you're not quite understanding when to eat, what not, like things you should cut out or sticking to your protocol, that's why sometimes that last little bit of what's around your belly is hard to get off of there. And I'm paying attention to a creator specifically that went from, I guess, several years back being pretty overweight, unhealthy, lots of inflammation, and then he's built his channel on uh his journey to where he's at now and what helped him, his different recommendations. And I'm just trying some of that out. So yeah, man, I'll try like I'm bad about sometimes like I've been like we got this week, like I don't have nothing that I have to, but we'll try to connect and talk soon, like actually talk where the we're not here on YouTube and you in a chat and me on the camera, or even both of us on the camera. Try to, I'll try to connect with you soon. Cause like, it's kind of like I said last night and Charlie was saying the same thing is by the time I'd seen, like, I was like, actually one time I fell asleep. I knew that Omer was streaming already. And then I went on and fell back asleep for a while. I woke up, they were still on there. I popped in the chat for a second and said something. Then Reverend Self Destruct said he asked me a question, and I just turned the phone off and laid back like turned it over and went back to sleep. Like because I knew if I got in the middle of like trying to interact in the chat and all that, I might wake back up and then have trouble going back to sleep for a while, and I didn't want to do that. So okay, well we're like a little over an hour. Uh, yeah, I'm glad I stayed on this and did this. And I'm not like I said something to self destruct. Yes. Oh, Charlie, if you're wondering why you're not seeing, like if you happen to, I don't know, but I've got my X account right now deactivated. I may log back in today because I think I just did that last night because I made a couple of posts and I didn't feel quite right the way that it was like I said, I was in that like melancholy place. And then I was like, I'm just going to deactivate my account for a minute. Be honest with you, I was trying to figure out how, like I saw on Google, there's a way, I think, to go in. Okay, they were saying that there's a way to delete my YouTube, but there's also another thing I can go in and do. If I wanted to like just make everything like not seen for a little while, but the channel's still there. It's just And I hopefully that doesn't mean I have to do every video that individually. I was thinking that it was trying. I couldn't figure it out. I had thought for a second about trying to see if I could just shut it down for a second. You wouldn't see any of the videos there or nothing. They'd still be there, but just kind of like, but then there's nothing so bad that I can't keep it. Like that would drive me insane. I've gotten used to being on here and communicating with people and making these connections. And I've said this has helped. It's like a lifeline to me to be able to connect with people on this kind of level. Uh, you know, like on a more real level. Like I'm not like Tomcat Short was talking about. A lot of people on YouTube they're trying to get monetized. They're trying to get like as many. I love that my channel is growing. I noticed this morning it's at the Great Cloudy Day channel is at 1,490, so I'm almost to 1,500. But you know, I'm trying not to think about that aspect. I'm not here trying to be famous or anything. I just want to be a real person that makes mistakes, but also shares their life and gets to know other people that are out there trying to do similar things, whether that's through their art, their writing, or just sharing their walk with their spirituality and what they do in their lives. You know, so networking. But I'm going to end this, guys. I appreciate everybody being here and trying to think if there's anything. Yeah, I think at some point I think what I was being shown this morning was more for myself right now. I'm understanding like after I'd read the devotionals and something was speaking to me saying like Joel Goldsmith came up. I haven't read any of I've got a bunch of his books. Something's wanting me to pull these out and go through kind of like skim over them, and it would probably be better that I kind of refresh my memory on some of this stuff before I start talking about it on a live stream and everything. Like do a little bit of, read a couple little things and remember, oh, that's why I like this stuff. That's what. And I always read a lot of stuff with a grain of salt because sometimes you come across something that seems to be pretty like on the point, only to maybe later discover it wasn't quite on the point. But I think a lot of it has to do with how we grow in our minds as well and perceive things. Yeah, man, you have a great day. Um, you got to clean any chicken coops today? I don't mean to. I remember the other day you told me that, but okay, this has been great. I appreciate you. Don't think too hard like I've been doing, but I'm good, man. So until next time, Mr. Gray Cloud, Sage of the Eternal Moment. Over and out. Ditto. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate it.